Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. I have got another video for you today, and I think this one is very interesting. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. I'll try my best. I don't really like long videos. I really like to get straight to the point, and I think yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I hope everyone is keeping warm in South Korea. It's so cold this year. It's not even a joke. It's so cold. So I'm always indoors. I try to do snow activities, but I prefer to just be indoors and keep my heater on because wow. So yeah, today I want to share with you some of the interview questions that you can expect when you apply for a job in the UAE. I actually wrote a list. I think there are about 20 questions. I did my research, and some of these questions are the questions that I was actually asked, right? So I'm just going to share with you. Sharing is caring. The reason why I am sharing these questions with you because I panicked a lot during the interview because I had no idea what questions they were gonna ask me. They asked me, I didn't know because it's the first time I had an interview in the UAE. I normally have for China, Korea, Japan, this type of countries, but on the other side of the world, I had no idea what is happening. So I've got first 5 bonus questions. Are they 5? I'm not sure, but somewhere there. They are bonus questions. I'm going to start off with the bonus questions because they are on my laptop. These are actually the questions that they asked me when I was doing my second interview. I didn't have to speak them up or speak them out. I just had to type them and send them the questions. So if you are wondering which kind of questions they ask in the second interview for that particular school, it's an international school. So here are the questions. I'm not gonna give you details on how to answer them. I mean, we are all different. We have different styles of answering questions, and some questions you just dive right in at that time when they ask you. You didn't expect at the time. Let's say you didn't expect that question, and the question is there, and you must answer. So I'm not gonna try to be like telling you how you can answer this. I think that could have been useful, but I've got a lot of questions. But yeah, I got these questions from friends. I got them from the YouTube, obviously. And yeah, some of the questions are the questions that they actually asked me. So I would say maybe in total there are 25. If you have a pen and a pencil and a paper, maybe you can write them down. I think they are very helpful. So I'm gonna start with the bonus questions first, and I'm gonna go through the questions that they are most likely to ask. Right? Okay. So the first question that they asked me on my second interview was, tell us about your personal educational views, right? Then I typed. Okay, tell us about your personal educational views. So I'm gonna be looking into my notes. Please take note of that. And then the second question was, what steps do you take to ensure you are a lifelong learner? They're not very easy questions, right? I know. What steps do you take to ensure you are a lifelong learner, right? That's question number 2. Question number 3 that they asked is that we want teachers who are able to work as part of a team. That means playing a key role in achieving aims and cooperating regardless of differences. What does this mean to you, and can you demonstrate an example when you have had to do this, right? It's a team working question. Like, they want to see if you can work well with other teachers. They want to see if you can work well with parents. How do you handle the pressure? And yeah, you can, if you are an experienced teacher, you can give an example of different scenarios. Anyway, I said I'm not gonna go about on how to tackle the questions. So I just found myself doing that. And then the third question that was asked was that have you ever disagreed with your manager or colleague? How did you deal with it? Okay. The next question is that how would you deal with a scenario where students are constantly disrupting the class, right? So this one is more of a classroom management question, so you gotta answer that. And then the other question is that how do you assess and evaluate students? How do you assess and evaluate students? And yes, and the last, okay, it's not the last question, there were quite a bit. Yeah, it felt like I was writing the whole assignment. So how do you differentiate your teaching? Please give an example. Yeah. So this is the another question. How do you meet the needs of a student who is falling behind academically? How do you meet the needs of a student who's falling behind academically? Okay, right, now there is another question. This is the last one that I had to type out. How would you introduce a new topic with your class? How would you introduce a new topic with your class? So these are my bonus questions. I just shared with them because this is the interview that I did and I had to answer these questions, but I didn't have to speak on the interview. I didn't have to say them verbally. I had to type them out. So I had a first interview and this was my second interview. So these are just my bonus questions. So let's move on to the other questions. Right, so this is just like a normal question that they ask everywhere. Just this is an ice-breaking question, right? Even if you work in corporate, you know they ask this question. Like, tell me about yourself. What are your strengths and weaknesses? That's where you have to impress. Yeah, you have to catch. They have to be like, wow, which one is this one, right? So you have to catch their attention, and then they'll ask this question. I think they really like to ask this question to see if your philosophy is aligned with their vision or mission as a school. They'll ask, what is your teaching philosophy, right? And then they can say, take us through your lesson in a classroom. Like here, they want to see your strategies of teaching, your methods of teaching. So that's where you also have to show off what you have, right? And then this question says, how do you adapt assessment to better improve your students' grades? I think this question is similar to one of the questions that I have done here. They just asked it in a different way. How do you assess and evaluate your students? It's a similar question. So another question is that okay, tell us about your personal educational views. I think is the same question. So this is another question, is the same as the bonus question. And then what steps do you take to ensure your that you are a long life learner? Is the same question, right? It seems like they ask the same question. So if you can be able to answer these questions very well, they ask similar questions because some of these questions are from interviews in Saudi, and some of these questions are from the interviews in the UAE, right? And then they'll ask, how do you handle conflict? It goes back to classroom management. And then your working relationship, they want to see if you are a team player. They can give you scenarios, and then that's where you have to also just tell them what you can do. Tell them what you can offer, right? And then the other question, so they can ask, like, why are you interested in applying for a job in the UAE or in an international school? Then you tell them why you are interested. And then they'll ask, like, okay, this is quite a long question. What will the challenges that you will face when teaching at an international school, and how will you deal with these challenges? So this is one of the questions that they may ask during the interview, and you need to answer. You should answer. Okay, and then the next question could be, what characteristics would the teacher want their students? What characteristics would the student want from their teacher, or what characteristics should the teacher possess, something like that. Like, so what are students expecting from a good teacher? I think that's what it means. And then they may ask this question, what are your future plans, and how long are you seeing yourself with us, or with this school, or with our company? And yeah, you can answer that. And then they may ask what motivates you, and what are your salary expectations, right? So yeah, these are all the questions that I did research on, and I just want to wish everyone all the best in applying and answering these questions, because it can be tricky. Even myself, I don't like interviews. I don't like to be asked questions. I don't like to be cornered. But yeah, I think these questions, if you can be able to answer them and with a lot of confidence. I don't know, if you're not confident, just go and fetch it somewhere. Fetch it somewhere. If it's in your wardrobe, go and fetch that confidence, because they also want to see your confidence. They want to see your bubbly personality. They want to see your beautiful smile. Go fetch it wherever it is. Go fetch it and put it on, so that you can be able to secure that job. And the last question that they will usually ask, I mean, in most interviews, will be, do you have any questions, right? Yeah, this is normally the last questions that they will ask. The first question will be, tell us about yourself. And yeah, sometimes they may ask you to present a lesson plan, and tell them. That's where you show off your teaching strategies or your teaching methods. And yeah, all the best, guys. Let's all win. Let's all get that coin. Let's all do what we have to do to survive. I'm so glad I did this video, because I really struggled with the interview questions. I think that's what made me panic. I don't know how many videos I went through to get these questions, but I'm like, the next person, I don't want them to suffer like the way I did. So I am gonna share everything that I know about the interview questions in the UAE or in the Middle East for teaching jobs. Yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, just a quick update as well on my process of going to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I got a quotation for processing my documents. Is not cheap, is so expensive. It's like 16,000 rands to get everything done. So yeah, I was quite shocked. I was like, oh my god, where am I gonna get this money? And my agent was like, you can pay 8,000 before the start of the process, and 8,000 after we've done everything. So yeah, I need to cough out 8,000 rents from somewhere. And then so he can start with the process. Also, they want me to start now, because they want to see if I'm really serious, or teachers are really serious about coming into the UAE. So if they know the process has started, they know surely you are planning to come. So everything is on expedite, and maybe that's the reason why it is this expensive. Last time I checked, it was about 10,000 rands, but now it's like 12,000 rands to 16,000. Actually, I was expecting the 10,000 rands, because I've already had something like that. But now they want 16,000. But yeah, I was so shocked, I was so worried. And yeah, I just got the information that I'm gonna get my money back. Then I was like, okay, it's fine. If I'm gonna get my money back, why not? Because I'm like, yo, so much money and I'm not gonna get it back. So apparently the school will reimburse their agent, because the school is the one that actually gives you the agent. You don't look for your own agent, so they refer you to the agent that you are going to work with. So you don't get to choose your own agent, or you don't get to do the process by yourself. So yeah, that's basically that. And I must be in South Africa to do my visa, and my agent just informed me that I have to be present. So I have to go to South Africa first before going to Saudi. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it took longer than I had expected, but yeah, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to do the Lord's work. I mean, subscribing to someone's channel doesn't cost a cent. It costs you nothing. Like, you won't get sick, you know, even like it doesn't cost you anything. Nothing will happen to you from subscribing. Guys, please subscribe to my channel, because if you do subscribe, I also get motivated to do these videos, right? But when you're like doing these videos, sharing such important information, and people don't subscribe, you're just like but some do watch, but they just decide, we are not subscribing for whatever reason. Just subscribe. Just subscribe. Like, do the Lord's work. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video. Bye.